Marvel's Phase 4 was not what you think it was. It wasn't just a collection of new movies and shows. It was a hidden blueprint for the future of the MCU. What if I told you that every single story, every single new character, and even the Disney Plus expansion were all part of a carefully planned masterstroke? And what if I told you that some of the biggest moments in Phase 4 weren't even meant for Phase 4? So what really happened behind the scenes? Why did Phase 4 feel so different? And what secret connections are hidden beneath the surface? Stick around, because today we're uncovering the hidden history of Marvel's Phase 4. And trust me, this will change how you see the MCU forever. But before we begin, I'd like to ask you to subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. If you enjoy this video, don't forget to like and share it. And please drop a comment below to share your thoughts. It all started with a shift unlike anything Marvel had ever attempted. For the first time, the MCU wasn't just expanding, it was evolving. When Phase 4 was first announced, expectations were sky high. Black Widow, Shang-Chi, the Eternals, and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness were set to introduce a new generation of heroes. But there was something different about this lineup. Unlike Phases 1 through 3, there was no clear overarching narrative. Instead of a slow build to one massive event, Marvel was spreading its influence across multiple dimensions, mythologies, and streaming platforms. And that's where Disney Plus changed everything. Shows like WandaVision, Loki, and Moon Knight weren't just side content. They were essential to understanding the future of the MCU. If you skipped them, you missed critical developments. This wasn't an accident. It was a calculated move by Marvel to make streaming just as important as theatrical releases. But here's the kicker. Some of these projects weren't even part of the original plan. Due to behind-the-scenes changes and shifting studio priorities, many Phase 4 projects were altered, delayed, or restructured. So the question is, what was Marvel really building toward? Then came the biggest game changer, the multiverse. For years, the MCU played it safe. One timeline, one set of rules. But in Phase 4, that all changed. With Loki and Spider-Man, No Way Home, Marvel cracked open the doors to alternate realities, branching timelines and chaos unlike anything we'd seen before. But here's the mind-blowing part. This wasn't just for spectacle. By introducing the multiverse, Marvel laid the groundwork for stories that defy conventional storytelling. Suddenly, no character was truly gone. No past mistake was irreversible. And most importantly, Marvel had found a way to bring back legacy characters while still moving forward. But the real multiversal wildcard? Kang the Conqueror. In Loki, we were introduced to He Who Remains, a variant of Kang who revealed the terrifying truth. Without order, the multiverse collapses into war. This set the stage for Avengers, the Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, two events that will likely reshape the MCU forever. So was Phase 4 just random stories? Or was it Marvel quietly preparing us for a reality-breaking war? But Phase 4 wasn't just about what's next. It was about revisiting what came before. For starters, WandaVision wasn't just a trippy sitcom parody. It was the emotional fallout of Wanda Maximoff's grief, setting her on a dark path that would lead straight into Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. But here's where it gets interesting. Marvel actually planted the seeds for this story years before Phase 4 even started. Wanda's power surge in Endgame, her visions in Age of Ultron, even the subtle references to chaos magic. They were all leading here. And what about the legacy of the Infinity Saga? While Phase 4 moved beyond Thanos, it still grappled with the scars he left behind. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier explored the consequences of a post-blip world. Spider-Man: No Way Home dealt with Peter Parker's personal loss, and Eternals introduced a history that predates everything we've seen so far. But the biggest twist? Loki's story didn't end in Endgame. His journey through the TVA rewrote everything we knew about time, destiny, and free will. Phase 4 wasn't just a fresh start, it was a reckoning with the past. Let's talk about something that Phase 4 did that no other Marvel phase had done before. It changed the face of the MCU. For years, Marvel had been criticized for lack of representation and diversity. But in Phase 4, that changed dramatically. We got heroes like Shang-Chi, Ms. Marvel, and Moon Knight, each bringing a unique culture, mythology, and perspective to the MCU. But it wasn't just about representation. It was about character-driven storytelling. Instead of focusing purely on spectacle, Marvel used Phase 4 to dive deep into personal struggles, trauma, and identity. And then there was the question of leadership. Who are the new Avengers? With Iron Man and Captain America gone, Phase 4 gave us Sam Wilson taking up the shield, Kate Bishop stepping into Hawkeye's role, and even whispers of a young Avengers team forming. Marvel wasn't just setting up a new roster of heroes, they were reshaping what heroism in the MCU even looks like. So what does all of this mean for Marvel's future? Where is the MCU headed now? One thing is clear, the multiverse is the new Infinity Saga. Just like phases 1 through 3 slowly build up to Endgame, phases 4 through 6 are leading towards Secret Wars, a multiversal event that could redefine the entire franchise. But unlike the Infinity Saga, where everything led toward a single conclusion, the multiverse storyline presents endless possibilities, alternate versions of characters, and unpredictable consequences. Marvel isn't just telling one overarching story anymore. It's setting up a framework where every reality, every timeline, and every hero could matter. But there's more. Phase 4 also planted seeds for mutants, cosmic threats, and supernatural forces. Blade, Deadpool, and the X-Men are coming. The Fantastic Four are on the way. And Kang is still out there, pulling the strings. These aren't just new characters. They represent entirely new genres being integrated into the MCU. With Blade, we're diving into the supernatural horror side of Marvel. With the Fantastic Four, we're stepping into the legacy of Marvel's first family and deep cosmic exploration. And with Deadpool, the MCU is finally embracing R-rated storytelling and fourth-wall-breaking madness. But the biggest question is how Marvel will balance all of these expanding narratives. Phases 1 through 3 had a clear structure, with each new hero connecting back to a larger, singular threat, Thanos. But with multiple overlapping storylines, Marvel is now taking a much bigger gamble. The stakes are no longer just about heroes fighting villains, it's about entire realities colliding. This brings up a major concern. Can the MCU keep growing without losing its identity? Or is there a breaking point where too many timelines, too many characters, and too many conflicting narratives will cause the whole thing to collapse? And if the multiverse is truly limitless, is there a version of the MCU where everything resets? Could we see a full reboot after Secret Wars, wiping the slate clean for a brand new Marvel universe? Or will Marvel find a way to maintain continuity while allowing fresh starts for new audiences? The MCU is bigger than ever, but with great expansion comes great uncertainty. Are we headed toward an even greater golden age? Or is the MCU about to reach its limit? So was Phase 4 a random collection of movies and shows? Or was it a carefully hidden foundation for the next era of Marvel? Think about it. Disney Plus became essential. The multiverse opened infinite doors. New heroes stepped up, and the past was rewritten. Phase 4 wasn't just about what happened on screen. It was about reshaping how the MCU operates moving forward. But now, here's the real question. Did Marvel succeed? Or did Phase 4 feel too scattered, too experimental, too uncertain? Let me know what you think in the comments. Was Phase 4 a masterstroke or a misstep? And don't forget, like, subscribe, and hit the bell, because the MCU's biggest secrets are still ahead.